What the hell? Anywho, so yeah, I am AuDHD Aeriandria. I'm very AuDHD, which is autism and ADHD, if you didn't know that. I have been trying to figure out what my niche approach, strategy, what I'm doing is. And so far right now I stream on TikTok and Twitch, and it's been going pretty good, but my hands are kind of an obstacle right now. So I'm working on some PT while I'm doing this. I have been trying to multitask less, like listening to music and doing something is one thing, but I've been trying to use my brain more and get off my phone more, so when you don't use it, you lose it, so trying to get back into using it and get off the phone. I'm definitely one of those people that cannot do anything consistently. I cannot track anything every day if it was going to save my life. At least I haven't been able to so far. I'm trying to change my language, by the way. I had an idea for, like, a video series, kind of, I don't know, on YouTube or anywhere else, or of, like, what I'm working on and my progress throughout the year. And I usually am very perfectionism about it. I gotta get all showered and dressed and makeup and I don't wear a lot of makeup or anything, but like makeup and hair and have a script and know exactly what I'm gonna say. But then I get so stuck on making it that it takes me forever to put anything out. And at that point, it doesn't feel like it's not worth it, but like there's a point. So I'm trying to do more. Oh, I have an idea. Go record. You can redo it later if you don't like it. So, that's what I'm doing right now. January 2026, man. I can't believe that we are here. That was the fastest and slowest year, yet again, for like the third year in a row. Yeah. That was so fast and so slow. Alright, in terms of where I'm starting off the year, I don't have any set goals yet. I want to start them on the first per always. I don't necessarily get disappointed when I don't stick to them, but it's more satisfying when I can stick to it, so I just choose not to because I know I'm not going to likely do it. So I don't have New Year's resolutions, but I definitely want to set goals for the year, and there's a lot of stuff I got to work on anyways. But a lot of it is task-based. So I have To-Do Mountain that is out of control, along with my ADHD. I have ARFID that is out of control, and I have ARFID, which is really not fun and taking a toll. So that's another very big one that I gotta work on. I would like to really consistently keep up with my son's notebook that I have going for school and tracking some stuff for him with his therapies and feel like I am living up to the standard of parent that I want to be. I don't know if anybody else relates to that. I'm not saying I'm doing a bad job. I'm doing a good job. It's like the one thing I have confidence in and the one thing that I know I'm finally good at. There's a couple things, but that's like that and streaming and this content creation and this neurodivergent niche that I'm trying to lean into. I feel like I'm finally kind of good at those. I'm excited to see where all the internet stuff goes. Like I said, right now, I just do TikTok, Twitch. Might expand onto YouTube. I have a lot of ideas. Like, I have so many ideas that my brain is, like, overflowing. And I've been somebody who's been on the other end of that, where I was so depressed that I didn't care about things that I loved, including photography. And I didn't even realize how depressed I was until I looked at that and was just like, oh, I don't even care about that anymore. What the heck? A lot of things have happened. I mean, I have CPTSD because there's been lots of, like, trauma after trauma in my life. And I'll deal with that eventually, but mostly I deal with by compartmentalizing, which has been keeping me safe, and masking, which hurts me health-wise, but has been keeping me safe. So right now, at this exact moment, I'm working on analyzing myself and my autism and my traits and my needs and my wants and what triggers me and what sets me off and what comforts me and what reassures me. Because if I don't even know what those things are, how can I expect my partner, my family, or anyone in my life to know what to do with me in those situations? So I kind of had to work backwards when we had an issue where I was just like, all right, well, maybe I need to actually know what I want or am or don't want so I can state it to you so we can find something that works for both of us. Because I am hyper-verbal, but doesn't mean I always have an exact plan of what I'm doing. So this video is all over the place, and you know what? I'm going to try and be okay with it. Because I don't have a plan yet, and that's okay, which is really hard for me as somebody who plans a lot of stuff to alleviate anxiety. Planning and information alleviates anxiety for me, for real. So, I don't know. My biggest goal is to be genuine, so I figured if, I added in what I normally would do on a day-to-day, then maybe you feel like you can come along with me and work on some of your stuff. One of my biggest things that I'm actually a fan of on the internet is I learned to body double with people on the internet. And I don't know if you've ever tried that. You should give it a try. If you're somebody who likes to have company while you do things. So I have a few streamers that I am really, really, really like. So I have a few streamers that I really like that when they're on, I get excited because I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm going to put them on, set my phone off to the side, listen to them chat and game, and it keeps me off my phone because phone addiction, everybody's got it at this point. And I'm going to get some stuff done and pretend like they're hanging out with me. So I have way too many ideas to even know what direction to take these in. But a few of them are, I would love to be the Miss Rachel for parents. The Miss Rachel for parents of autistic children or neurodivergent children. And I'm not a master, I'm not a guru, I'm not ever going to be somebody that's going to be like, do this, do that. This will work, this won't work. I just want to talk about everything from my perspective and my point of view. And if sharing something that I've gone through or learned helps at least one other person, that would make me really happy. Because underneath all of my stuff that I've been working on is, for some reason, some little layer of, how can I use this to help other people? How can I make this into a template that other people could help? How can I make this into a template that other people can use in their lives? And I feel like that really comes from when I had my son. And I was Googling and TikToking everything because I had no resources or family or I didn't have support that I needed back then. So I had to Google and TikTok everything. And there wasn't a lot out there. And I know Miss Rachel, she made the content that she needed. And I kind of want to do the same thing. I don't know if I'll get there. Who knows? I could lose interest in streaming and content creating and everything internet tomorrow. ADHD is fickle. So, I say so a lot, don't I? I don't like that habit. If you're afraid to ask anything, I love to talk. I word vomit my life. I tell everybody too much. I'm learning what the balance is on that. I'm very new to my autism, so I can come along and learn with me for that one. I don't know what direction we're going to go in, but I'm kind of excited to see. It's a happy new year, 2026, and I hope it is going to be a very good year for everybody and finally let some people grow in their lives and move on and change. So, obviously this is a completely different day. I can't stay on task to save my life. I'm sure a lot of you relate. Doing some more PT because I would really like to start streaming more, but my hands are a very big obstacle in my way right now. But I was just listening to dubstep because it's the only thing that doesn't really shut the thoughts off. Sometimes, yes, and then sometimes it just helps me really, really lock in and focus. And I was really thinking that, because I'm finally sitting down, and I might have figured out some stuff that's working for me. Last night I stayed up so late working on all the streaming stuff, because I don't know, I just kept getting idea after idea, which was kind of cool, because I haven't had, like, creativity and ideas and inspiration in my life in a while, and right now I have so many I don't even know what to do with them. And it actually feels really nice to feel kind of confident in something, which is a lot of the neurodivergent stuff. And I don't know, a lot of just different things that I've learned that I'm really hoping to pass on to other people. Because I've gone through a lot, so I've learned a lot of different, I don't even want to say coping skills, because I barely have those, but strategies, tactics, games, I don't even know. I've just learned a lot of stuff that's just kind of random things that have pieced together throughout the years. And I feel like it's kind of what autistic people do, or neurodivergent people do, is we kind of have to piece together things because we don't really learn the same way that other people do. So when they're off learning stuff in a certain order, we try and keep up, but we can't, so we miss chunks. And then somehow when we're older, we have to find those chunks out in the wild and then put them into our, like, internal puzzle. Put them into our internal puzzle. That's a tongue twister. Put them into our internal puzzle so we can make sense of what the puzzle is. So then we can therefore move forward in life. I'm learning so many things that everybody should know how to do at 32. I'm learning how to cook. And that's one of the things that I have struggled with just because of the way that I learn. And now that I understand more about myself, I understand that I'm a Gestalt learner. And my example of that, and kind of what reminded me or told me that, was steak. Steak was my safe food for a little while. I hate steak. It's always different cooked. I don't know. I can never cook it the same way. It's always different cuts. They've been really expensive, obviously, lately. But I had to cook it like 25 times before I could even change the recipe a little bit. And I found one that you cook it on the stove and then you put it in the oven afterwards with a cast iron pan, and it's really good. It's my favorite. I ate it for a long, long time. It was steak and then at the time salmon. And right now it's this ham meal, but I don't even like the smell of it tonight, so I think that's another safe food down the drain. Which is scary, because food is a whole other topic. So yeah. I actually sat down and concentrated on a bunch of stuff, which was nice. Because I've basically been slowly piecing all this together over the last year and a half, I don't know how long. Started July 2024. And streaming for me, it kind of started because I had no way to socialize. And when I don't socialize, I get really cranky. I also don't leave the house at all besides appointments. We do like anywhere from 2 to 8 appointments a week. Except for around the holidays, we get a little bit of a break, which is nice. But I don't really have time to socialize. I don't drive right now. Driving is another thing that I'm supposed to have already learned by now at 32. That's it's a whole other thing too. I don't know. Hold on. My memory is awful, and it's also like 12:48 in the morning. But I had to go back and remember what I was talking about. So streaming, and what it started for me, and what it does for me. Other than I use it to socialize, I'm pretty isolated here, unfortunately. I don't drive. I really like it. It's been really fun, and building the community, which I'll talk about more later, has been very interesting and felt like something that I was supposed to do and happy to do and might maybe be good at. I honestly don't feel like I've been good at anything in my life. Okay, no. Let me rephrase that, because that doesn't feel true. I don't think I've ever really felt good at much in my life, other than being a mom. I'm kind of a little cocky with that one, because I know I'm a good mom. That's my boy. But, I don't know. I have met a lot of interesting people from a lot of interesting places. I love expanding my knowledge, especially knowing more about what's going on in the world, because I kind of stuck my head in the sand for years until like the beginning of this year, I guess. 2025, or not this year. That was a couple days ago. Last year, the beginning of 2025, I finally kind of pulled my head out and started learning. And I'm glad that I did, because suppressing a lot of things was killing my memory space. My memory was so awful, and now that I finally like stopped pushing things down, repressing, whatever the word is, now that I've stopped avoiding things, there we go, that's the right word. Now that I've stopped avoiding things as much, my memory's gotten better. Some of my other mental health stuff has gotten a little better, but it was mostly a lot of anxiety that kept me hidden and scared, and I was a really sheltered kid. Very sheltered. And my mom was also definitely undiagnosed autistic. She is either level 2 or 3, and I am level 1. I love my mom. She's my best friend. I will make a whole bunch of videos about her, I'm sure. Someday. I honestly don't think about her or talk about her very much. Not on purpose. I compartmentalize everything and just stay extremely busy. I am constantly moving, just like my child. We are whirlwinds and tornado. Like Tasmanian devils. There we go. That one fits better. Oh my god. Christmas, we dysregulated each other so much, and that was the first time that's ever happened. We were so overstimulated. He had gone to his dad's first for Christmas Eve. Ow, I forgot to take a break in between. He went to his dad's first for Christmas Eve and then came home on Christmas. So he was kind of wired from all the presents and stuff they had done over there. So I was wired on top of his wiredness, and it was interesting. I've definitely been learning a lot about myself as he gets older. I can't wait till we can kind of actually enjoy the holidays, because I have not enjoyed the holidays in at least 3 or more years. I'm ready to be out of other people's control and finally be on our own, underneath our own control, and be able to take care of things and live in things that make us comfortable instead of nervous and other things. And yeah, so we're working really hard to get there someday. But I'm glad that I finally feel good at something, because when I was younger, I was the opposite. I was very self-deprecating and didn't like myself and was really, really mean to myself. I've been reading journal entries to my therapist recently, and it's pretty bad. I don't even remember it being that bad, but it was. And I'm glad that I'm not that way now. And I have some confidence in something, so maybe you guys should come along and join the journey. See what's going to happen, because at least it should be interesting. At the very least, it definitely will be interesting. I'm very weird, and I used to call my mom eclectic, but I'm her twin, man. Much love, my friends. It's nice to meet you. I am AuDHD Aeriandria. See you soon.